Hi, it's Linda from Homestead by the Lake. Are you ready to make our first loaf of sourdough bread? All right, we are going to start to make our first sourdough bread. This is an everyday sourdough. My sourdough has doubled from this morning. 50 grams. Grams is about a quarter cup. That is going to go in our bowl. So you need 350 grams of water. And in the meantime, we're going to get our flour together, which is 500 grams of flour. 9 grams of salt. Might be a little too warm. We're getting there. I'm very stressed about this sourdough bread. I don't know why. I shouldn't be, right? But it's like anything else. When I make it the first time, I sweat about it. And then once it's made, I'm like, why was I so worried about it? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our water to our starter, and we're gonna mix that in. Then we'll add all our flour and our salt, and we will mix the dough. It's going to feel dense and shaggy, and it will stick to your fingers. And then we will cover it and let it rest for 30 minutes. And then we will we will feed our starter. We're gonna mix that in with our starter. We are adding our flour. My sister warned me that this dough hook, that the dough really gets stuck in it. So we're gonna eliminate that right away. It does say to use your hands and incorporate it. And we're going to add our salt. Yep, it is very sticky. Kind of get it into a ball as much as I can. And now I have to get a wet kitchen towel, well, a damp towel, and cover it and let it rest for a half an hour. If I could get it off my fingers. Yeah, it's pretty sticky. But look, we're getting some dough. So excited. So excited. This is nice dough. All right, I'm going to get a damp tea towel, or get a tea towel, and I'll be right back. To see it, there it is. So now I'm going to cover it with a tea towel and let it sit for 30 minutes. Okay, so I have set my timer for 30 minutes, and I put a damp towel over it. So now what I want to do is feed my starter. and I used 50 grams out of it. So I'm gonna put 50 grams back in it. All right, and we're gonna stir that up. So today is the day. Look what it did. Can you see? This sat overnight, room temperature, and look at the size of it. It doubled or whatever it needed to do. So we are going to do our first sourdough today. I am super excited. So now what I need to do is I need to coax the dough onto a lightly floured surface. Shape it into a round, starting at the top and folding the dough over to the center. Turn the dough and keep doing the same section until I have a full circle. Then I need to flip the dough over and let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes. Are you ready? Oh, and I got one of those little proofing, what are these baskets called? I forget what they're called, but I got one of those, and then I'm gonna put a tea towel over it. Okay, let me get my flour. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Oh, you know what I needed to do? No, that's okay. This will work. All right, ready? Oh, I'm so excited. Coax it out. But look at that. I have sourdough. I finally did it after 3 tries. Oh, I don't like leaving all this in the bowl. How am I going to get that? Keep scraping. Okay. Okay, now it said to grab and pull till you have a circle. Check out my sourdough. I am so excited. Like, so excited you won't believe. All right, there's my circle. And it said to let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes, right? Isn't that what it said? Where are my glasses? Yep, 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll be back after 10 minutes. So it said your bowl, you want to lightly flour while your dough's resting. So we'll do that. Okay. So it said to flip the dough over after I made it into a circle and then let it rest. So I just flipped it over because I didn't do that. Our timer has gone off. Now what we want to do is get this ready for its second rise. So what we do is we dust our hands with flour and cup the dough and pull it towards you in a circular motion to tighten its shape. Then using a bench scraper, place the dough into the bowl, seam side up. Okay. I've seen people do this, like they pull it towards them. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I hope I am. Does that look right? It is shaping up. Ooh, okay. Not as scary as I thought. Check that out! We have sourdough! All right. Okay, now we are going to scoop it up and put its seam side up into our bowl. Voila! What am I supposed to do with it now? Anything? So now I'm going to cover the bowl and let it rest for 30 minutes to an hour. So that's what we're going to do. Now I do have a bread proof setting in my oven, so I'm going to put it in the bread proof for an hour. Well, 30 minutes, we'll check it. We'll be back. It's been 30 minutes. Let's take a peek. Ooh, okay. So the instructions say 30 minutes to 1 hour. The dough is ready when it looks puffy and has risen slightly, but has not yet doubled in size. So I think it needs a little bit more time. I'm going to do another 15 minutes or so. Put it back in. And we'll be back. All right, our timer just went off. Who's ready to bake some bread? I am. I am. This is what we got. It did fluff up. Yep, it did. Look. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, now what we have to do is we take our parchment paper and you put it over your bread and you invert it. Woo! Look at how pretty that is. I did that. You can do it too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. And I'm so excited because it's taken me 3 times to get a sourdough starter to work. And I was getting so frustrated, like this is just not gonna happen. It's not meant to happen, but it is. Just don't give up and don't wing it. You'll get sourdough bread. I need to preheat the oven to 450. And I'm going to take this down. Now, this you're going to pick up and put in your pan. And now I have to score the top. I don't have one of those little razor thingies. Can you see? But that's okay. Check that out. Oh wait, there was something about flouring it. Did I just mess it up again? Let's see. Cut parchment paper to the size of it, leaving enough. Oh, no, okay. Place the parchment paper over the dough, invert it, sprinkle the dough with flour, and rub the surface with your hands. Yeah, so we just need to put some flour on it. Now we are going to cut it. Sorry, my washer in the background is pretty loud, isn't it? Voila! My very first sourdough. I am so excited. So we have to let that preheat, and then what's going to happen is bake it center rack for 20 minutes covered. So I will put my lid on, then remove the lid and bake for 30 minutes. Then carefully remove the loaf from the pot and bake directly on the oven rack for the last 10 minutes to crisp the crust. When finished, transfer to a wire rack. Cool for an hour before slicing. That's a long time. Okay. All right, so 20 minutes covered. Where's my cover? There we go. It's going in the oven as soon as it's preheated, and we'll be back. We're at 450, so it is going in with the cover on in my enamel pot. 20 minutes, and we'll set the timer and we'll be back. Okay, the 20-minute timer just went off. So now, and continue to bake for 30 minutes. It looks beautiful and it smells amazing. Timer went off. Oh my goodness gracious. Now it says for the last 10 minutes, put it directly on the rack. Look at this. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. It might be done. I think it's done. I don't think it needs another 10 minutes on the rack. make sure that it's done is you're supposed to tap it and it sounds hollow. That's done. I'm not putting that back in there. It might get overcooked. Oh my goodness, look. Oh, the bread's sticking. Whoops. Okay, how are you supposed to get the parchment paper off? Ooh, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Woo! But, there we go. First sourdough. Oh my goodness. I'm thrilled. Look at how gorgeous that is. And me be crazy about, struggling with sourdough. I hope you make your own sourdough bread. Well, it seems like it's taken forever for this to cool. We're finally cooled off. Are you ready to cut sourdough? Oh, I am so excited. I almost burnt this. That bottom is really tough. Look at that. Look at that. I'm so happy. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. Oh my God. It's still warm inside. You ready? I can't wait to taste this. Oh, the smell. Oh. This was absolutely worth all of my heartache and having to start over 3 times. This is so amazing. I mean, this is really good. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope that you make your own sourdough. It's so worth it. Oh my goodness.